Sometimes we are given just the sides of a triangle, side lengths of the triangle, and we are asked to determine if it's a right, acute, or obtuse triangle. Now, let's say all the sides are not going to be equal for sure, because if all the sides are equal, then it's going to be an equilateral triangle, and it's going to be an acute triangle. So there's nothing to be done there. So let's write down our side lengths in this order. So A less than or equal to B less than or equal to C. And then this is what I want to determine. The largest side is C square. I want to find C square first, and then I want to find A square. So let me write the recipe. Find C square first, then find A square plus B square. And then depending on which one is bigger, we can make a decision. So let's work it out in an example. So say I've been given these three side lengths. So three side lengths I've been given are 12, 35, and 37. So step one is to find the biggest number square. So 37 square is, and I'm assuming if you're given a big number, you're allowed to use calculator. So I'm going to use my calculator to figure out 37 square, and 37 square button is right there. And there you go, is 1369. And then I want to find the sum of the squares of the smaller sides. So let's do that. What is 12 square plus 35 square? And I can put all of that in the calculator once. 12 square plus 35 square is 1369. And if I notice that I get the same answer, so what I conclude is C square is equal to A square plus B square, which means Pythagorean theorem applies. And so my triangle is, the given triangle is a right triangle. Is a right triangle. Now let's look at one other example. If C square, so C square could be either A square plus B square, and we will look at two other examples where C square is less than A square plus B square and C square is greater than A square plus B square. So let's say A equals 5, yeah, let's keep the numbers small, B equals 6 and C equals 7. So if you were to find C square, 7 square is just 49. But if you find the smaller sides, 5 square plus 6 square, 5 square is 25, 6 square is 36, and if you add, what you get is 61. So what we found is C square is less than A square plus B square. So in this case, the triangle is going to be acute. The triangle is acute. And let's look at one other example. Say A equals 5, B equals 6, and let's take C equal to 10. Then C square is 100, and A square plus B square is 5 square plus 6 square. We just found that in previous example. This is 25 plus 36 equals 61. So C square is greater than A square plus B square. and that tells me the triangle is obtuse. So we did these three examples, and I wanted to do these three examples first to show what we are going to do to figure out. We are trying to look for how c square is related to a square plus b square. If it is exactly equal, then it's going to be a right triangle. This is something we already knew. This is called Pythagorean theorem. But when it's less, so c square is less, that means it's going to be acute. And when c square is more than a square plus b square, it's going to be obtuse. And that's because of the law of cosines.